All right, guys, so here we are in northwest Georgia on a piece of private land, my family's farm, and it is apparently going to be a snow ice apocalypse over the next couple days. So the forecast looked pretty good for hunting, so I drove down late last night. Been working today. It's been overcast all day, but the rain stopped, and it's getting about to be that time where we need to be up in a tree stand. So we're back at the farm after this morning and doing some work. We're gonna grab the mule, then we're gonna set up a little base camp in the back area of this property. I've actually never done this before in terms of like camping here in the backfield, but I wanted to try something different today. Get a little adventure spirit, bringing out my old Eagle Scout days. So we're gonna get the mule, we're gonna pack up everything for camp, and we're gonna drive back there. So, you know, we're not super far from civilization, but gonna give this hunt a different vibe. And then in the morning, hopefully be able to sneak out and be real quiet to see if we can get us a winner. I was out here this morning, I saw 3 does. So yeah, I think the deer are still here. It's late January. There's late bow season here in Cherokee County in Georgia. So we can get a doe or a buck. Looking for a big doe or a buck out here. And yeah, it's gonna be probably at least 3 hunts you guys will get to see, if not a little more than that. See what kind of action we get out here. But I'm gonna go grab the mule. We're gonna take it up to the house, get packed up, get back there, set up camp. So that can be set up because we're gonna be hunting until it gets kind of dark. I don't have to be doing that in the evening. Plus, if it's rainy and wet, this is gonna be a fun one. All right, so let's get into it. She cranked up on the first time, so that's always a good sign. So yeah, hopefully that's a good omen for this weekend. So this farm's about 100 acres up in northwest Georgia, and we're gonna be camping kind of in the back center of it, if you will. On the way back there though, I've got to move my stand because I found some fresh rubs that I want to hunt by this evening, and then I'm gonna put out some of this cotton candy so we can kind of stack the deck since we're down here for a shorter stint. I brought a little motivation just to help us out. So I'm hoping we can have a good little hunt this evening, see some action, and then tomorrow, according to the DeerCast app, is supposed to be the best day. But this is a super cool piece of land. It's been in my family for a long time. My grandpa purchased this many years ago, and this is the old farmhouse. And now we're going down the old farm road now, where we'll do some of the hunting and get to the back creek. We'll cross the creek and then we'll be getting set up. So I saw those 3 does earlier this morning on the other side of the farm. They're over here. So who knows? They didn't seem to care at all. Funny how when you're in a loud mule, they don't care. But when you're walking, being quiet, they really care. So it's just funny. But yeah, now we're back here on the farm road, getting to the back. We haven't spooked anything else yet, but I'm gonna try to be a little quieter. So this tree right here, these look like the freshest ones I've found so far. Kind of on different sides of that. And my last stand is farther up there. So we're gonna bring it down a little bit and put out some of the cotton candy. See if that doesn't get anything excited this evening. So here we go. Welcome to camp, and at some point I'm gonna have to get that tree stand down, but yeah, we're kind of on the back corner, I think far enough away from where I'm hunting. I think most of the deer are over there, and I'm gonna be over here with a lot of separation, so I'm hoping this doesn't disrupt things. If we get nothing tomorrow or see nothing tomorrow, then I may have to reevaluate this whole camping situation, but yeah, here we go. We're gonna get set up, then gotta get over there next like hour or so and get up there. So let's go. All right, here we go. We got the tent and the tarp. Tent looks great. Tarp, we'll see how that goes if it really rains. Just wanted something I could kind of like have a little shelter on if I'm making something to eat or whatnot, but it's got a lot of holes in it, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, blessing that it was not raining while I had to do any of that, so we're in a good spot with everything being dry still, which is a game changer for if it gets really cold, because cold is okay, wet by itself is okay, cold and wet, that is just absolutely no fun whatsoever. So gonna collect a little bit of firewood, or probably a lot of bit of firewood, and then probably get ready to get back up in the tree stand and see if we can get something to come in this evening. Some of these sticks are so wet they feel like a freaking snake, and I do not like snakes. It's gonna be fun trying to get a fire started tonight too. With all this wet wood, we're gonna have to be drying it out constantly, and it's probably gonna get quite smoky. So see if we can find some drier stuff somewhere protected. I don't know if you can see this that well, but kind of down here through the woods, there's actually a road for a pretty luxury neighborhood. So it's gonna be really funny if this storm comes in and I am over here literally 200, 300 yards from multi-million-dollar homes and freezing my little butt off. So I have a feeling it's not going to be that bad, but we will find out. Okay, so it's supposed to be getting good here in the next hour or so, so I'm going to start getting suited up and getting over to the spot. I don't think it's going to get super cold, so hopefully we'll be all right with just one extra layer on top of all this. But the stand's already set up and everything, so we should be able to get over there real quiet and see what we got going for us. Camp is set. We got a good amount of firewood, so we'll be able to come back, make some food, get something to eat after this. I brought some deer, so we're probably going to have that. And then some rice and some beans and whatnot. So yeah, super fired up. This is the first time really camping and hunting, period. So who knows, if we get a deer, we're gonna have a whole other set of things to deal with. So let's do it. All right, here we go. By camp. Let's get ourselves to a deer. I'm curious if I'll see those 3 does I saw driving in on the mule. They're basically back over there. And I've got all of the cotton candy out. Hasn't been out for that long, but we'll see. Over here, there's kind of a saddle, or there's kind of a ridge, and they kind of come up through here, or they'll come over and walk across down through here and then up to a pasture up there. I've even seen them come right down this road. It looks like there's a good game trail that comes through here. So I think we got a few different routes that they could come from over to this spot. So fingers crossed. It's cooled down a good bit since we've been up here. Haven't seen anything. They're working on a house over here. It's kind of loud, but no sign of any deer over here yet. So it's looking like I'm gonna be 0 for 2 here at this spot, but that's kind of how it goes over here. You don't see anything, and then before you know it, boom, there it is. And with the leaves being wet, it's so hard to hear anything walking around, so I don't know. Not too sure. We got about another 30-45 minutes though. Got about another 30-45 minutes though before it's gonna be dark out here. So late in the season like this, if it's anywhere like the other place I've hunted late in the season, things don't really move until right at dark and right at daylight, or they move all night, but can't get them at night. So we'll see. Might have to think about the game plan for tomorrow, but ooh. That was probably just a limb. Sometimes these squirrels sound like freaking hurricanes too. So who freaking knows? Anyway, so we're walking back down I'm walking back down the trail. Going to the other place I put out some of the scent and the attractant. So I got the bow. I got an arrow knocked, and I'm gonna sneak in there real slow. Last time I was down here, I walked up on a real wide, at least like an 8-pointer, hanging out there in the corner. And if I had just been a little slower, I think I could have got a shot on him. So here we go. Let's see if we see anything down here. guys, the key to getting this fire started was the innards of a dying tree that had stayed pretty dry after all of the rain and whatnot we've had over the last day here. I guess it's been probably like over a day at this point, kind of wet weather. So my lighter was basically dead, so I learned that one the hard way. That's what you get for rushing while packing, folks. Thankfully, I knew I wasn't going to be like far from civilization, so I think we'll be all right. But yeah, guys, that did the trick. So I'm going to get this going and then we'll make some food. All right, guys, we finally have a good fire going. Man, I almost lost it again with the bark. This has been crazy. So I'm trying to dry out some wood. I got some more of the bark that's really starting to catch good now. Got my rocks here for the cast iron grate. Lordy, we've been battling. It's like, let's see what time it is, because I've been working on this for a minute. I've been trying to get this fire lit for like an hour and a half. Good Lord, okay. All right, so we've got a little water going. On the menu, we've got Cuban coconut black beans and rice. And then I've got a little tenderloin that I'd like to make. So we'll see if we can't get that going. From North Georgia Deer Processing. Shout out North Georgia Deer Processing. Who processed my last deer from this farm. The coyotes are really acting up right now. All right. I didn't really bring anything to like grease the pan, so I'm just gonna throw some mayonnaise on there and let it ride. It's also a good sign because it's sizzling, so here we go with a little half tenderloin. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah. Man. No seasoning and those are still really good. Now if we can just get this fire going again, we're good to go. At this point, it does just feel like my entire evening has been trying to get this fire to actually have some level of consistency. As I'm getting ready, I'm looking forward to being done with this fire. I'll say that.
Rice has sweet bananas in it, which I wouldn't normally have picked, but I'll roll with it. I hope you guys can see me, but the meat was amazing, and the coconut rice, really bad. I didn't realize they had bananas on it when I bought it, so I won't make that mistake again. But I am zipping up. I'm gonna do this whole fire thing has made me exhausted. It's my own fault. So who knows what will happen in the morning, but we know. Who knows what's going to happen in the morning, but I know I'm not going to be able to get a fire going as easy as I thought, so we may have to put a ixnay on the coffee. Okay, so that fire thing was probably like the most humbling shit of my life. Tomorrow, it's 45 right now. Feels a little cooler for sure than 45. Probably going to wake up, it'll be in the 30s, so gonna get bundled up, go to bed, have a little treat before I go to bed. Brought some chocolate and a little Tony's chocolate, don't mind if I do. And then up, I guess the good news is I can kind of sleep in more than I did today. But unless I want to make a cup of coffee, because that's going to take 2.5 hours, so I took the dark chocolate one out of the bag. You know, I was looking forward to this to top off the day. Have a nice milk chocolate, you know, but today's not the day. It's really not bad though. I just was hoping for milk. Well, alright, let me change and then I'm gonna check out. It's been a while since the kids been camping. Now, don't get it twisted. I used to do a lot of camping back in the day, back in my day, if you will. I mean, backpacking trips, car camping, Boy Scouts, you know, all the things. But it has been a while since I have gone camping. So, really, this is kind of a tune-up in a way. Because I have motivations and ambitions to do a lot more camping, to do a lot more backcountry sorts of things related with hunting and traveling and whatnot. So I figured a little trip like this, close to home, if you will, not like close to home, but close to civilization, even though it might be a little sketchy, it's sort of a good tune-up, if you will. Because worst comes to worst here, I can jump in the car and get where I need to be. I'm not stranded. So for instance, if you bring a lighter for fires that doesn't have any gas in it, I could go back to the car. I didn't have to, but crossed my mind. So all that to be said, we're learning and we're getting better, and we're gonna have to figure out a pillow situation. But the sleeping bag is feeling quite cozy at the moment. I think this is like a 20-degree bag, so it should be more than enough for anything that tonight is gonna throw at us.
But yeah, I'm gonna listen to a little bit of my book and then check out with an early rise. Gonna get to bed right on time. All right, y'all. See you in the morning. All right, so it is 5:39. Slept pretty good last night. It's a little chillier and it sounds a little windy outside. So I'm gonna get bundled up. All right, so I'm all bundled up. The forecast is actually looking pretty good. It looks like most of the precipitation has moved off till tonight. So if all goes according to plan and we have some good success today, then may pack up. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves with that because we got a lot to get done today. It's really only 40, like I can't even see my breath, so I'm probably a little overdressed, but at least I'll be cozy. It's a short walk, so I shouldn't sweat too bad getting over there. And yeah, we're good. I haven't looked out at the tent yet, so let's see what's going on out here. The wind is a little chilly, but it says it's going to be a good morning on the deer cast, so I'm optimistic. A little quiet too, which I like. All right. So it's just before 8 and it started raining. This is probably twice as hard as it was raining yesterday morning. Yesterday was more of like a mist in the morning. This is like real rain. So that's fun. I'm hoping. It's been super quiet all morning, unfortunately. Part of me wants to move to a different spot right now, but the last deer I got in this area was like 8:30, 9 a.m., so I think we'll hold tight. Nothing coming up from behind me. I smell like a bonfire too from all the smoke last night, so that's probably helping cover my scent. The squirrels have just started popping, coming out and rummaging around, so. But I haven't seen anything. I did sneak up on a possum last night, so we're moving in the right direction, but I'd like to see something a little bigger than a possum that's brown with 4 legs and some antlers. So I'm down off the stand. Decided to do a little walk here. See if anything kicks up. It's weird because there was so much action in this area during the season, but it has all chilled out. So basically, coming through here, I also lost a deer this year, so I may try to see if I can find that, but basically just doing a big loop back around to the campsite. Got one chore we gotta do today. I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm really craving a grilled cheese, so when we get back over there,
Gotta get some water and they gotta get something to eat. Right now we're just out here in the woods. And some fresh sun right there. Looks like it's been gnawed on or something, but maybe we'll find some more. Home sweet home. Well guys, got a little bit of a tougher decision to make because it looks like all the weather that was supposed to kind of come in Friday, Saturday, Sunday is now coming in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I really don't want to get caught here on Monday because I got to get back with work and everything. So I think what we're gonna do is make breakfast because I'm hungry. See if we can get a fire going. I got to take down that deer stand, pack that up on the mule, pack up camp. Then guys, I think I'm gonna have to roll out this afternoon. So cutting it a little short just on account of not wanting to get locked in Georgia for the work week. But we still got some things to do to clean out the farm. So yeah, I'm starving, and a little fire grilled cheese sounds good if I can get this fire started. All right, I got some more of that good bark that stayed in my ass last night. Back in Scouts, Vaseline and toilet paper or Vaseline and paper towels were like our go-to fire starter. So for this, today, we will try our Carmex with the paper towel. See if we can get something cranking. All right, we got a little ham and cheese guy going here. Very, very excited about this. Do a little non-stick the old-fashioned way. Take that guy. Oh yeah, that's hot. The fire's been a little bit better. I found some more bark that's been keeping this nice and warm, and then my water should be good to go for coffee. So we're gonna try a little instant coffee here too. REI said this was instant coffee that actually tastes good. That's actually what it says, so famous last words though. Oh snap, that's actually really nice. Oh man, here we go. Heck yeah. All right, the sandwich is done. Whew. Not too shabby for a little backcountry. A
little post sandwich snack. I'm gonna move this deer stand, take the shelter down. So, fueling up. Well guys, not exactly how I wanted this whole thing to go, but it was fun getting to get back out in the woods a little bit. See how my camping chops have held up. Not exactly like riding a bicycle, but it brought back some things that I remember. But yeah guys, so I guess we'll see if we see anything on the way out. But I'm gonna get this packed up and then get the deer stand dropped off, and then we're rolling out. Can't forget this stand too. No signs. Nothing's been eaten. Nothing has even touched the piles over here. I think something touched the piles down there like overnight, but nothing through here, which is crazy to me, but it's just how it is. Because all of that sign that I showed you guys earlier, all of that shed and everything was like 50 yards that way or 100 yards that way. So I mean, they're over there. They just might have a different route, or they're only there at night, and then during the day they're in all this thick stuff down here or whatnot. But yeah, gotta get this guy. Last time I was here, I was in a tree. Last time I was in a few different places, but where I got my deer gear, I was in a tree a little to the left, of that green marker, and the road that I just came up on, the one that we went down on to get back there was a deer kind of coming across that road. So they come back and forth across this all the time, but there's a power line opening that runs down this way that they go in and out of too. So well, I got the deer stand. I think it's gonna fit pretty well. It's gonna come out just a hair, but really not too bad. But this hole right here, I've got to get that removed because it is super rusted out. So thankfully I brought a few tools with me. We're gonna get this taken off. So well, there we are, y'all. About 30 hours here in Northwest Georgia. It's got 3 hunts in, and not a lot of action, unfortunately. So tough late season, but got to get out in the woods. Got to be back on the farm for a little bit, and now I'm gonna try to get back and beat this storm. So, little strike mission. Not that I wanted it to be this much of a strike mission, but here we are. So about 6 hours on the road, and then we'll be back in Raleigh town. Okay, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Gonna try to do some more of these this year because I want to try to do some more camp hunting, backcountry hunting. I love the challenge of it. Feels much more dynamic too, so we're gonna have some fun. All right, peace.